Hi, my name's Duke Rufus. I'm a four-time world champion in kickboxing and Muay Thai. This is my partner, Jason Gladiator Johnson. He's the 1999 World Muay Thai Council Super Heavyweight King's Cup champion. We're here to show you the techniques of Muay Thai and kickboxing. We see a lot of people out there needing a lot of help, and we hope that you can learn a lot more from our video series. We thank you for having us train you on this series. We're going to start this segment out with the stance. It's the most important part of all of our skills in Muay Thai, kickboxing, or boxing. When you're beginning training, it's like building a house. Your stance is your strong foundation for all your other techniques. The first thing that you have to establish in your stance is your power hand. Are you right-handed or left-handed? If you're right-handed, you're going to choose a stance of your right leg and right hand behind you, and if you're left-handed, you're going to choose a left stance with your left foot behind you. I'm right-handed. The first thing you want to do is establish your stance with your feet. I'm right-handed. I'm going to put my left foot out in front of me. I point my left foot straight ahead to 12 o'clock. I'm bringing my right foot to my left. I'm going to bring it behind me, be shoulder width apart. I'm going to move my right foot over one more foot. I'm going to turn my right foot slightly. Now, with my stance, on the back of my foot, I'm on the ball of my foot. We'll show you this very shortly why we do this. We're going to take our hands, roll a light fist, not a tight fist that makes you tired in your stance. Light. You're going to take your right hand, you're putting it right up next to your cheekbone, protecting you, and you've got your right hand cocked to throw your cross. We'll talk about that a little later. We're taking our left hand, it's up in front of you. I keep my elbows in. Very important to keep my elbows in. I don't want to have my elbows out. Very easy for me to get struck. This is an insurance policy in case I can't make a block. My chin is down. I tuck my chin, keeping my shoulder tucked. Again, this is so I don't get struck. Very important, the ball of the foot, relax, and you want to bend the knees slightly. And from here, we're going to move on to our next segment. Okay, let's continue further. We're going to break down the stance a little further. We're going to show you from each side and from behind. This is what the stance looks like from the side. From our right side, I'm on the ball of my foot. Very important. The ball of the foot, that's what projects your body forward and pushes you forward. You cannot fight someone going backwards. You've got to push forward, and this helps us with punching power, kicking power, and kneeing power. But at the same time, our upper body is important as well. Begin from the side view, my chin is down, and watch what I do with my shoulders. I'm hunching them a little bit. This way, I create a shell for myself. The shell, as you can see, will turn the opposite side. You'll see what that shell looks like. I get my legs out over my body. This way I'm in a protected shell and I can't get caught. And again, the front leg is slightly bent. This way I can't get pushed over. If I do get hit, these are my shock absorbers. If I'm standing tall, I'll fall over. So I'm in my shell, real relaxed, and this is what our view looks like from behind. As you can see, the chin is tucked. I'm pushing off my back foot and pushing in, the legs bent slightly, arms real relaxed, keeping those hands high, especially in the beginning of a fight. In the first round of a fight, you don't want to come out too cold, too relaxed. You want to be very cautious. Keep your hands up and protect yourself. You can loosen up as the fight goes on if you gain more confidence, but do not get caught cold. You've got to keep those hands up. It's your insurance policy to protect yourself. And again, chin tucked. And from here, we'll go on to our next segment. On this segment, we're going to break the stance down all the way to show you the right way and the wrong way to stance. Jason's going to get in his stance. What we're going to see, he's in his stance. Very important, the front hand, first of all, is up. This is how he protects himself. If he can't slip or if he can't block, that's his insurance policy. He just has to bring that hand up and he keeps the chin down. If I come in with the overhand right, that's how he's protecting himself. On the right side, very important, that hand's tucked in case I throw the hook or even the elbow. See how he drops that chin all the time. The chin is always down to protect. You don't want to keep the chin up because even if he's got the hand here, I can strike the temple. I can make the elbow into the face or the chin, or rather the temple, and he's going to get caught. You're keeping that chin tucked at all times. Very important. Also his legs bent. If I try and swing a big shot and I hit him, oh, he can't get moved. The last thing he wants to do is get bounced back. He can't strike back. Always, if I'm pushing, or even here with the strong, if I'm trying to clinch, if his knees are bent, I can't grab a hold of him to clinch him and grab him. The same with the kick. If I kick him, he's not going to get hurt by that kick because he's got a strong base. The worst thing you want to do in your stance is stand upright, chin up, and hands out. First thing that happens when I catch him with a punch, see where his body goes. He has no shock absorbers. Your legs are your shock absorbers. In boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, you have to have a strong base, your stance. Very important too with the chin not being down when I catch him. Boom. Very important. If your hands are down, if you're ever tired in a fight, here's a little trick of the trade. It's almost like soccer. You head the punch. He drops his chin into the punch. If I throw, he bumps and he drops. You will not get hurt on the top of the head. Where you get knocked out is on the nose. All these points here on the face and on the chin, you're going to get damaged. So very important, the chin cannot ride up. That's when I'm going to knock him. If that chin's up, it's very easy for me to knock him. I can catch him anyway. Again, with the arms, he goes back to the strong stance. If he can't block with his legs when I'm kicking at him, that's how he blocks with his arms. His stance is strong. If I'm kicking at him, no matter what strike, he needs to be in a strong stance. And he has no punching power or kicking power from this stance. Pushing off the back of that foot, that's where he gets punching power with his cross. He pushes off with his jab. That's that explosion. Also with his low kick that he pushes off his back foot for the power. With his knee, that's how he can step and knee. Real easy. Everything works off the back foot. Your teep kick, you can push off your back foot. If you don't have that stance, you won't have the foundation. All right, now we're going to talk about the behavior in your stance. One thing being in your stance, but another thing is to protect in your stance. What we're going to go into, both of us in our stance, the first primary strike that we're going to be defending against is the jab. Very important in my stance. I'm relaxed. I'm focused. I focus on my opponent. I'm watching his chest, watching for his movements. Real relaxed. My hands are loose. I'm not squeezing tight because I can't react. I need to concentrate on my quick twitch muscles. The first defense we're going to work against is the jab. He jabs at me. What I'm working on is catching. How I catch is I turn my hand, my right hand, if I'm right-handed, my left hand, if I'm left-handed, I turn, the glove has got to be open. I can't keep my glove shut because if he punches, I'll miss. It's like a baseball mitt. Your first baseman, you want to have as much mitt as possible to catch that punch. He jabs at me, I'm just deflecting. I'm not trying to swat hard because if he jabs lighter, I'm going to miss. I don't want to jab, or if he fakes me and goes hook, see, I open myself up. If he goes jab hook, what should I do? Boom, boom. I can stay at home. Stay at home with your defense. Don't go out. See, I've exposed myself. I've got to stay at home with my defense. Right here, if he's got a real stiff jab at the same time as I catch, watch here. Boom, I can pull my chin back a little bit. Notice, this hand doesn't drop. My legs are in a solid stance. The whole idea here is to be able to counter back. I don't want to get flustered by this jab. He jabs at me, catch. Nice and easy. Jab, catch. See, I just turn, I'm cupping it. I cup it with that glove. Again, jab, catch. And that's it with the catch. Now we're going to take a look at it from a different angle. Again, you're going to see that I stay at home on my defense. I'm not jumping, I'm not scattered, I'm not overreacting. I focus on him. He jabs at me, I just pick it off, jab. Take it off, and if he's stiff, jab. Pull back a little bit, jab. Pull back, but again, not too much, just enough. When you're making someone miss here, all you're trying to do is deflect. You're not trying to swat it and block it hard. I just have to deflect. Deflect, bang. See how I hit back right away. Just deflecting. Boom. What we'll do is move a little bit more and show you again a different angle. He's jabbing. Boom. Picking it off. We'll move over again and jab. Boom. Picking it off. taking it off. Just cup it. Cup it. And again, we can show you the rear view jab. If I hold my head back just slightly, boom. And that's the catch. From different angles, again, relax. Whenever you're defensing, relax. You got to relax, use focus, take your time, watch your opponent, and be very relaxed. Don't overreact. Now we're going to work on another defense. This is a little bit farther away. When we're a little bit farther away, he's trying to jab me. What I can do is just pull back and jab hard. Pull back. Pull back. Bang! I hit back. See, he's trying to jab. I just pull the chin back. And he's trying to reach me, and I say I try and hit back. Again, from a different angle, he tries to jab at me, pull back. Just a little bit with the chin. And even if I need to, see that ball, the foot, while we're in the stance, I step back. Step back. The best thing to do when you're fighting someone to frustrate them is to make them miss. When they miss, they get tired. They can't get a beat on you. They cannot get in their rhythm. If they're hitting air, they're tired. They can't get in the rhythm, can't set up their big combinations. So if he jabs at me, I pull back. I can pull back. Or if he's farther away from me, he's out of range, he jabs, I can pull my chin back. Nice and easy. Very important again. When you're making someone miss on a punch, when he's jabbing at me, I don't want to be this far. Whenever you make someone miss, you ideally just want to make them miss ever so slightly. You only need to make them miss so you don't get hit. You don't need to lean a lot. He jabs, bam. Even if this barely grazes me, I hit back. But just make them miss ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. You do not want to take and lean back because it's going to take you too long to come up. Very important to see how I keep my head inside my shoulders whenever I'm making a pullback or a duck or a miss. I don't want to get my head outside my shoulders because now I'm off balance. See, if he comes at me, just a little bit. See, I rock back. And that's our pullback. Again, you don't want to overuse this. This is a once-in-a-while move. If you overuse it, they will fake you and catch you with another move. Now our next defense with the jab, I recommend when you've got a very aggressive opponent who's trying to run over you and come at you hard. Instead of deflecting or pulling back, he's coming at me with the jab hard. I step over. From here, he's normally trying to hit me hard with his cross. I'm not there anymore. From this, I'm out of the way. On the jab, he comes at me. I'm out of the way. Look what I have here now. Cross. Or if I am farther away, here, bam, low kick. But from here, the main thing on this particular move is reaction, not with your head. You don't want to lean when he jabs me. If he jabs at me, if I lean, he can still catch me with the cross over the top. You see? What happens on this move, relax the feet, and instead of jabs, see, I move my feet. I have to move on an angle outside. Straight ahead 12, I need to move to about 4:30 on this angle. I don't want to move back because I'm out of range. I'm angling to the side. He jabs, angle to the side. Now you see that straight line we have for the cross. We'll show you a different angle on this. He jabs at me to the side. See where I'm at? To the side. Again, to the side, and don't lean. I do not want to lean because if he kicks me, I'm out of position as well. You see, I have to move my legs. If he does go jab kick, he can't kick me. Or if I do get hit, it's not that strong. Don't lean. You're going to get caught. So again, he jabs, boom, to the side. Jab, to the side. Jab, to the side. All right? That's our step to the side. Again, you don't want to overplay this. Blend the three of these moves. You won't be pragmatic. When you're defending someone, don't always use one move. You'll trick them by switching between catch, pull back, and to the side. Now we're going to show you how to blend the three of them to keep my opponent off guard. Here he's trying to jab, and then he's coming at me. Second, catch, pull back, step, boom, boom, and see I strike back. When I make him miss, I want to strike back. He's coming at me. Okay. Perfect. And sometimes even, you see what I do? I can parry a little bit. If I'm moving to the side, see, I parry and move my feet. Especially when you're winning a fight or you want to hit and move, I can parry as well. It's a variation. Catch and pull back. See, I'm moving those feet. Baiting, pull back. All right? And that's our jab. Now we're going to work on the defense of the cross. This is a very important part of the game. If you cannot defend a cross, you will get knocked out or severely hurt. The first defense we're going to work on originates from the original Muay Thai skills. This is why you see the Thai fighters especially holding their hands a little bit higher than the international fighters. The reason being, with this particular move, we're going to hit them from a bar and catch them before they come in. We use their weight, the defense, and our stance. He's coming across at me, I drop my chin, and I jam him. You see this? There's two ways of jamming him. If he's a little bit wide on his cross, arm comes up. He can't hit me, you see? But the chin's down at the same time. Or we can do what's called post. We catch the shoulder. See, I bump them off balance. Not hard. I'm not trying to shove them back. All I have to do is stop the range of motion. I just got to bump. If this shoulder can't come forward, he can't hit me. You see? You're stopping him here. So the easiest way, boom, bump or arm up. See, I drop in that shell, arm up. So I step and bend the knees. I can't do it tall and keep my chin up because he goes aggressive. Oh, he still catches me. I've got to stay in the bent knee position. You go under, and see, I bump my body. I bounce with it. Boom, boom. You see it again from different angles. Boom. From here, I just boom. But I can push. If you don't want to go at him, you push him. Okay? That's the Thai style defense of the cross punch. Alright, we're going to look at that again, and we're going to separate our two variations so they're distinct and we understand. Very important when you're defending is to read your key. You have to understand why, when, where, how you're going to do this move. The reason why I'm doing the pickoff, it's a little bit longer cross over the top. You see, I shoot out and up when I see the overhand right. See here? When he's going straight across at me, I have to beat him to the spot. That's when I switch to my other variation, go low and under. Again, we shoot the arm up for the overhand or in taller opponent. You see, we shoot up and catch it off to the side. Now, if he's coming straight and in, I can even turn that hand a little bit if I need to another variation there. And from here, you can counter with any of your shots. But see the legs, very important. You got to read your keys. For overhand, real easy, shoot up. See, I stop his momentum. For straight, turn in at the shoulder, pushing. Where you get the power is not from the shoulder, your legs. Good stance. And that's our defense to the cross, keeping the chin down, tucked. And if he did throw any other punch, I can pick it off nice and easy. And that's our Thai style defense to the cross. Now another defense to our cross, the straight cross. He's got a quick cross, he's coming in. I drop and block, drop and block, drop and block. Now very important, again, it's my legs. You're going to feel a little impact on this. It's okay. You've got to condition your body to take impact because what you want to do, the main thing is to be able to strike back as fast as possible. He hits at me, I block, I'm right in position, you see, to hit back, and we'll talk about that later on the counters. Very important is you've always got to put yourself in a position to strike back. I don't want to do this block to hit, and I'm out of position because now he's going to hook me, and then from here come in and low kick me, or cross, or catch me. So very important, there is a level of toughness. When you're blocking, you can't expect to just not feel it. You've got to rock with it. You're going to feel a little impact, but you're going to react off of it. You bend the legs, chin down. He punches, and watch, every time I defense, you will never, ever see my chin up. We'll see some different variations here. You've got to hide your chin. In case this move goes wrong, which it happens a lot in the fight game, you can't predict what a guy's going to do. He might change, he might shoot the cross differently. I've got to keep my chin down in case I get hit. I can't get hurt. So if he crosses at me, hide that chin. Hide the chin. It goes down. Always, and keep the eyes focused on him. That's our second variation of the cross defense. We're going to go into major detail. That's where a lot of people miss out on some of these blocks. Again, we discussed our insurance policy, keeping the chin down. Very important with this block, watching my position. What I want to do is try and open my glove up as much as possible. The more I open my glove, the more catching space I have here. Watching my elbow, it tucks in. Just in case Jason changes his punch from a body shot, I don't want to get caught and go straight cross under. This way, I keep that elbow in. We turn. You'll see that I protect my whole body, not just my head. Body shots do just as much damage. You keep that in and he crosses. Boom. Right here, crosses. Boom. And I rock, cross. Boom. And I bounce the body to deflect that cross. So again, we got to make sure, tuck the leg, bounce the body, chin down. He goes cross at it. Boom. And deflect, deflect, deflect. Catch it on the shoulder, catch it on the arm. Any of these variations. The main thing is deflection. You do not want to get caught in the vital area of the head. Boom, he's moving. Boom, and you jam him with that block. That's our version of the block for the cross. Now we're going to work on making a miss with the cross. We block. Now we're also going to work on making someone miss with the cross. But it looks like he's crossing at my chin. I slip to the side. Very important again is leaning. If you've boxed before, you don't want to do the tendency that you would in English boxing. Because in Muay Thai and kickboxing, you can grab my head and knee, or I'll run right into a kick if I'm leaning too much. What you want to do is just turn your shoulders to pivot. I can even catch this just in case on my shoulder. He crosses, boom. Even if he catches it on the shoulder, boom, I can hit back. But the most important thing, do not lean. You're twisting your body. Watch my right foot when I do this. I turn. That's how I make a miss. I turn, quick, and I just move slightly to the side. Slightly to the side. Straight to the side. Very important. We'll look at this from some different angles. He goes at me, boom, and I go in. Don't stay right where I am because the second punch is going to come through in range. What I want to do is move in. See, I jammed him. Now he can't hook me. You see, I'm inside his range. I don't want to stay out here and have him come back, boom, and now kick. I'm stuck in. I've got to move in, move inside his range, and then he can't catch me. See, but from here, I can still fire back with the hook to the head or hook to the body. Bang! You see, I can still fire back. But again, very important, head movement, shoulder movement, and then back foot, pivoting. Boom, and stepping. Crosses, boom, stepping in, and turning. And to the side. But the trick is just a slight bend to the side. Do not lean. Just a slight one. All right, that's that's the best way to turn and slip that cross going in. Let's take a look at the mechanics of this motion straight on. Very important on stepping in and turning my shoulder. As you can see, my head's at 12 o'clock. It needs to go to 11 o'clock to avoid the straight cross coming in. So I'm turning to the side, keeping the hands up. Make sure you pivot. The first thing that's got to happen is a step and turn all in one. You can't step and then turn. I'm going to catch the punch. All in one. Turning and you cock that hook back. All in one. All in one and turning. Jason comes into the segment and you'll see this. Jason comes in and from here, he's going to throw the cross at me. Watch where I make a mistake. If I just step and don't turn, he catches me with the cross. You see, I've got to turn right away. All in one. You're getting to the side, and that's why you push off these feet. Spring. You've got to spring. See, I propel both feet. Spring. I'm springing and moving. And that's how we avoid the straight cross going in. Our next cross, again, we're going to go with moving away and then striking back. He crosses at me. I jump away. I'm moving back. Bang. I want to catch him coming in. He cross. You just rock back. cross. Again, it's the feet. It's not this. Do not lean, because he will catch me with the hook. He'll catch me with the next punch. I've got to move my feet. He crosses and back. Cross. And I keep the chin down while I go back. He crosses, boom, hand back, crosses, boom, hand back, crosses. So I bounce back in. I want to be able to strike back. We'll look at it from a different angle here. He goes cross it. Hand back, cross. Again, from this angle, cross. He's got to stay on the ball of this foot. I do not want to get flat-footed because I can't come back in. That's why it's being on the ball of that foot. He crosses, hand back, crosses, hand back, crosses, hand back, crosses, and back. So that's what we're doing, bouncing in and out on that. Now we're going to work on the hook defense. The hook can be a blindsiding punch if you don't get the right defense. The first one we're going to work on is the Thai style defense in the hook. He shoots the hook at me, I drop my chin, I'm hiding that chin. I've got to hide my chin. I just can't step in with my chin up because you might miss your defense and you're going to get caught. Always hide the chin, and it's all about the footwork, what we talked about earlier. If you don't use your legs to get in, you cannot jam him. So it's so important. Your footwork hides the chin. Yeah, I move in and jam him. I'm stopping him at the shoulder. Boom. You hit him right at the shoulder, and from here, if he does try and cross off that, again, he can't hit me. That's how I jam him, using the posting. That's why we keep those hands up in front of us. Footwork, and keeping that chin tucked. It's all about the footwork. You got to push. We'll look at it from a different angle. You push in. Push. That's how I jam him. Push. Push. I can move even the half arm if I'm real close. Half close and push. But footwork. It's all about the footwork. See, I push off my back foot. If I don't push like we talked about that footwork, you can't defense. I just can't stand back because now I get rocked. I've got to push in. Push in. Don't stand right where you are and get hit. Our next hook we're going to work on up close. Working on close range. So we're inside infighting. I don't have room to post or push out. He's hooking close. I've got to pick it off with my glove. He hooks. Bang. I'm slicing. We do the slice from our guard position. We take it straight up, slice, and pivot. Slice or strong stand. You can push in, but the main thing, cover that chin, cover the temple, and tuck your chin. Always hide that chin. You can never go wrong with the chin down. You can't let that chin ride up. You'll get knocked. So he hooks and catch it. See, I'm catching on the shoulder, the arm. Any of this area I can deflect with, I will. And don't bring your elbow up. You don't want to get in the body shot as well. We'll look at it a little bit differently. It's in close hook. Catch me. Catch me. We move, and he throws the hook. Catch. And in close. In close. Until I bump my legs a little bit to give it a shock absorber. Again, you bring that elbow up and slice and buck and catch it. Catch it. You got to buck those legs and take it with the legs. You block with the legs. Now we're going to show you those details up close. Watching the legs. We're stepping, dropping the leg, slicing the leg, tucking the chin. You got to come in, catch it, and you turn with it. You got to lean slightly with your body. You're pushing your body. You use your leg muscles to push in. So important. You got to push with your legs. See how my body slightly pushes over to resist. I just don't want to stand there. I'll get knocked over. I resist back in. Slice, resist back in. Slice, resist back in. Jason's going to come in and watch how I push with my legs into him. I don't want to stand up and just like he knocks me. I've got to push back in. Push back in, strong, with the legs, and slice. And that's how we do it. You've got to be strong in the legs. Now we're going to work on evading the hook. What we worked on earlier, footwork, this is where it's going to come into play. Very important, I'm moving back. I'm pulling my chin back slightly and moving my feet, as we aforementioned with our footwork. Very important, keep your hands up still. Do not drop your hands and pull back. Keep your hands up and pull away from that hook. And I keep my right hand loaded. Jason comes on in now, and he hooks at me. I pull back away from it. He hooks hard. See what I can do. I make a miss. Boom. I want to hit back. But again, it's all about the footwork, what we were working on. He hooks at me, pull back. You got to be like a cat. Jump quick. pull back, and you come back in. Pull back, and you're on the ball of that feet. Watch him from a different angle. He hooks at me, and pull back. Hooks, and pull back. Hook, and pull back. That's our evasion hook. Now we're going to work on defense in the uppercut. The uppercut is the most dangerous of all punches thrown in Muay Thai, kickboxing, or boxing. If you can't defense this, you will get KO'd. It's a very hidden punch. You've got to be ready and very fast. What we're doing when they throw the right uppercut is catching it right here on our glove and parrying down. You cup with your hand. You make a cup with your glove and you catch it and you resist it so you don't get your chin knocked. You're just catching and parrying. Keep your other hand up. When they right uppercut, you defense with your left so they can't come back and hook you. Watching Jason coming in here, he's got a right uppercut at me. I catch. He goes for the chin, catch. Right from here, catch. 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 Watching from this angle, I just turn the elbow down and catch. 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 Alright? Very important though, is to pop. And don't worry about if it goes through or anything like that. All you have to do is deflect. Don't worry about missing it. Just deflect it. Oh, catch. Catch, catch, catch. Again, with your legs. You've got to use the legs. You just can't stand up because he's going to catch me, you see. You're still in your crouch and you're always, always, always hiding your chin. Catch, catch. You can pull back with it if you see that he's really cranking that uppercut. You see it, you pull back and catch a little bit. You pull back just a little bit. That's what the legs are for. All about the footwork, the body. Your body's on top of your legs. Boom. And uppercut. And catching it. Alright? Now we're going to take another evasion to the uppercut. We're going to work on the pullback. Instead of catching altogether, you're just stepping back and pulling your chin. Again, it's the footwork. You've got to move those feet. Strong stance. Stepping back, pulling the chin. Getting out of the way of that uppercut. Pulling back. You want to let that uppercut go right by you. Jason will come in and show us. He's going for the uppercut at me. Pull back. Just pull back and uppercut. And uppercut. Very important again. My footwork, I got to step back and watch my back leg. Always on the ball of that foot. Don't lean back. You're not going to be able to hit back. So again, on the ball of the foot. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Keeping those hands up. Very important. Shoot and pull back. That's how we evade the right hand uppercut. Now we're going to work on defense in the left hand uppercut. We're in our solid stance. We pick it off by pivoting and catch it right here on our right glove. Again, we're working that cup, but the footwork. You have nothing without your legs. It's your base. You catch it right here and keeping that other hand up in case they come back with the opposite punch. Watching Jason, he comes into the segment. He goes here and up, I pivot and catch. Pivot and catch. Pivot and catch. Pivot and catch. Now, very important again, it's all about deflecting, but watch what I do with my other hand. I keep it up. Just in case he goes cross, I'm blocking. Or in full Muay Thai rules or any other type of competition like that, if he uses the elbow, I can pick it off. You see, I've got to keep this hand up, chin down as my insurance. So important, I'm catching it and cupping. Catch and cup. And right back. Don't just let it hang out because he does an uppercut hook combination. I got to get up. I don't want to stay here, hung out to dry. He catches me. So watching again, we've got to retreat. And I'm up, always back to my guard position. Very important in your stance always. Where you start is where you finish. Never do your defense and let it hang out to dry. If you block, return back. That's our left hand uppercut catch. Now we're going to work on the left uppercut evasion. With this, we're pulling back, but we're stepping to the side at the same time. Got to step to the side and move away from the uppercut. We don't want to stay there, pull back, because they're going to follow with a straight right hand. You've got to angle out. And again, that's what we talked about earlier. Footwork, footwork, footwork. So on that stance, you got to pull back. You pull back and to the side. You got to pull back and to the side so you can't get caught. Watching Jason coming in, he's going to throw the left uppercut. I pull back, but to the side. So I stepped over here, and I can't get hit by this punch. If I stay, I pull back. He comes through, he still catches me. I've got to evade, pull out, and from here, I've got the fielder's choice. I can strike back with the cross, or when we're fighting with elbows, catch him with the elbow. Watch him from a different angle. I pull to the side. See, I have to step to the side. Don't stay in the mix with uppercuts. If I stay here and pull back, he's going to follow and catch me. I don't want to be in front of him. I've got to move to the side. I can even work a variation sometimes, pull straight back. You see, and get away. If they're a big uppercut, or pull straight back. And then fire back. We'll work on that with our counters a little later. To the side. All right, that is our evasion for the left uppercut. The next defense we're going to teach is the defense of the spin back. It's a very devastating move if you do not know how to defend it. Many fighters have been knocked out by this when they don't know how to defend it. Jason here is going to get in a stance. The first one we're going to work on is jamming. They come in, don't let them spin. Do not give them room. Get as close to them as possible. Come in. But see how I pick my arm up? Just in case his arm comes through, I don't want this to happen. Get hit. I've got to keep my hand up to jam for protection. He comes in and jam him. If I want to, I can even push him back. He comes in, push. You rough him up. You use the pushing. Watch it from this angle. And again, it's all about the leg. He comes in, push him. Don't let him do that spin. Now the next defense, what we'll work on is the matador. We're farther away. Spin, step with them. Just make them miss. Watch it again. I move to the side. You just make them look like a fool here. Move. Don't stay there. You can even do this with a spin kick. We'll work on that a little bit later in the segment. Move with them. Don't stay there. See? You see them wind up on that spin, you move with them. One more time. We can use it now the opposite way too. They go the opposite way. As they step in, push. Now when they move at me, they come, move with them. Move with them. He comes at me, push. Or if he's going, move with him. All right? That's our defense of the spin back fist. With the spin back fist, many of your fighters have been knocked out by trying to defense by pulling away. That is mistake number one, because watch what happens when you try and pull away. You either got to jam or step to the side. Watching Jason, he comes in at me, he throws the spin back fist, I pull back, watch here. He walks in, and as you can see, my balance is off. He's going to knock me out, and I've seen it happen many a time. That hook is so devastating when you're leaning back. Again, watching what you've got to do. Hands up and in. See how I push in, and see how I lean out over my legs. Pushing won't help without leaning because he still gets me. You see, I have to get my body out over my legs. You see these spin back fists? Body out over the legs to push in, or we move to the side. Springy, don't let them get it up. Same thing when they spin counterclockwise. You jam it, his arms up. See how I get those arms up and push. Don't stay back because you'll get up and over and still catch you. See how I follow through, very dangerous. Guys who spin back fists can be very hard to read, so you got to jam them from Jump Street. He comes in, jam him, you see, or move with them. And you move with them. And moving. Watching the angle. Moving. Anticipate too. If you see your fighter throw it a few times, you know they're going to do it. Don't stay there still because they're going to rock you. You see them walk and anticipate. You see them walk, anticipate. Moves lightly. You see how I circle around. What we mentioned earlier, footwork is part of the defensive precision. Now that we've looked at the upper body, we're going to work on just a little bit on the lower body punching. Very important, the body shots. A little bit different than the head punching. In Muay Thai and in kickboxing, you're getting kicked in knee to the body, and what you don't want to do is worry about the body shot. One instance is this. If you're worried about defending the jab, Jason's dropping his hands, sit there, drop, and I'm coming over the top, and other hand, here, and overhand cross, or even worse, in Muay Thai, or any other discipline where you can use your elbow, he goes to the body shot and comes through with the elbow. You don't want to give that head up. What we work on, if he does body hook, and he's going for the body hook, we just pick it off, or a lot of times he goes hook, I'll counter hand. Do the counter punch or the counter elbow. See, we'll work on that later on our counter videos. The same with the right body shot. He goes right, counter with the punch, or counter elbow, or even if they're in close trying to hook to the body, we work on clinching to strike back, and we'll work on that in our later counter segment. Now we're going to show a live application of those punches, what it's going to look like when we both have gloves on, and he's putting a little bit more pepper on the punches at me. We'll start out with our jabs first. Cross. And hook. Uppercut. Uppercut cross. Uppercut cross hook. 1, 2. 1, 2 hook. And a little bit live application there, what they look like. We just completed our stance, and next we have to go to defense, but without defense, we need footwork. Because of the sport, we're moving around the ring, we're moving around our fighting, our playing area, you need to master your footwork. A lot of times, your footwork will be your defense. If you're not there, they can't hit you. We're going to start back again. We pick up our stance. Hands up, chin down, watching the ball, my right foot, or my back foot. If you're left-handed, your left foot. Very important, I never want to get caught with my feet together. I'll get knocked over by a punch, an elbow, it's easy to clinch me, or I'll get low kicked, and it's very painful. I have to always move with those knees bent and hands in my stance. Real easy, it's called step and slide footwork. I step with one foot, I slide right away into my stance with my other one. I don't want to drag my feet together, or I don't want to leave my foot behind. You see, I'm off balance, I can't strike. So real easy, lightly on those feet, moving, chin down, step and slide. Step, slide. Step, slide. Step and slide. Now importantly, when my opponent comes back, the hardest thing about footwork for the sport is the natural reaction is to backpedal. Never backpedal. You'll get run over with the shot. What you've got to do is reverse your actions. Now you step back with your back leg, slide with your front leg. Step back, step back, step back. Going forward, going back, going forward, forward, back. And I push off my calves. See how my knees are bent. As you get more advanced, you can loosen up. One important key that I see a lot of fighters make is wasting movements when they're doing footwork. This is wasting motion. Later we're going to be talking about defending and blocking, especially my punch blocking. I don't want to shake my hands all over the place. I'm going to get hit. We'll show you that in upcoming segments. Or later, I can't shake and then block the kick. Very important. I have to be in an all-around stance so I can block everything. From this stance, I can block, 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 block. From this stance, I'll be able to do it all. Also, we'll be moving in our next segment, I'm moving laterally and in a circle. Very importantly is getting the right detail in your footwork. Moving doesn't mean you're doing the right footwork. Very importantly, when I'm going forward, my front foot has to move, then my back. A common mistake is to move your back foot first. If you see my body didn't travel, I can't attack. Or when I'm going back, to move my front leg first. I'm not out of range. If I want to get out of range of their strike, I move my back leg and then my front leg. Going forward to attack, I don't bring my feet together. I didn't gain any range. I have to step and then bring the other one up. Step, slide the other one. Again, you've got to move away. If you're going backwards, the right moves and it propels you. If you're going forward, the left moves and then it propels you. Never move the front leg to go back. Do not move the back leg to go forward. One, you won't gain any distance and now you're in a bad stance. Again, left going forward, right going back. Now we're going to do some training drills to increase your responsiveness with your footwork with a partner. We're both in our stance. We're staying at moderate range. I'm moving at him, he moves back. We learn how to move with each other, keeping our range, and as we get going, we get faster. He comes at me, I come at him. Very important, real life. Notice we never bring our feet together on the balls of those feet, and back and forward. We try and test each other's bounce back and forward. Work in range, nice and easy, and bouncing. Very important with this drill is to be able to bounce back and forward. You got to react to your partner. Our next segment will be side-to-side footwork. Just as important as forward and back. One thing is to evade side-to-side, but a big problem is people in the ring, they chase their opponent. They don't know how to cut the ring off. They'll chase them instead of stepping over and cutting them off. This is what it looks like. When we move to our left, we're going to not bring our feet together again as we aforementioned earlier. If I move to my left, I'm moving my left foot. Moving to my left. If I move to my right, I move my right foot. Moving over, and I'm always in my stance. Moving and moving. Jason's going to come on into the scene now, and he's going to show us by moving away from me. Here's the wrong thing to do. Jason's circling. See, I'm chasing him, chasing him, chasing him. Wrong thing to do. You have to cut your opponent off. If he's trying to get away from me, he moves. Look what I do. I move. He tries to move away from me. I'm pinning him into the ropes. I'm pinning him. He moves the other way. See, I cut him off by the ropes. He moves the other way. I cut him off. He moves the other way. Because later, boom, when we learn how to punch, he moves the other way. Boom, I learned how to strike. You don't want to chase someone. You have to cut them off with your footwork and with your strikes. Right now, we're going to show you the right way to use the side-to-side footwork. When someone's winning a fight, or they're up on points, or if they're a more passive fighter, they're going to lay back from the outside and try and hit you. So what you don't want to do is chase them. We're going to show you the wrong way here. Here I'm dancing away from Jason. He's in his stance. He's chasing me. He's not cutting me off. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. You see? He's chasing. He's chasing me. See, I just move. I'm hitting. Now watch the opposite, the way it should be done. Jason's trying to hit and move away from me. See, I step over. I don't give him room to run. He moves the opposite way. I step over. See, I step over in my stance. Because he's trying to get around me. When Jason gets around me, see, now I can't strike. See, I'm out of my stance. I don't want him getting around me. I've got to cut him off. I don't want him around me. Same thing here. See, I cut him off from the circle. I've got to cut him away from the ropes and get him past me. Make that space small. Don't let him get by. If he moves the other way, step over. Don't let them get around you, because now I can't strike him. I've got to cut him off. Here and here. So important to cut your opponent off, because as we do this later on the tape, what's going to happen is he steps over, wham, hook, or if he goes even farther the opposite way, bam, he can low kick to cut him off. So again, if he's going this way, move, hook, or if he gets a little farther, bam, low kick. If he goes the opposite way, step over, overhand, across, or if he moves, step over. See, See, I low kick, that stops me from moving. What put me in that position? Footwork, so that I can strike him so he can't move out of my grasp. The next type of footwork we're going to work on is circular footwork. Besides our straight ahead, linear, and side to side, we're going to do circular footwork. The reason why we're going to do circular footwork is in case we get knocked with a hard shot, instead of standing there, we get away. You get your wits back and recover so you can return back to battle. Or if you're up on points, possibly in the last round, you want to stay away from your opponent and not engage them. Staying from the outside, or sometimes even when you're tired. If you get winded a little bit, you step back, you move, you put a little shake and bake in there and keep your opponent off. So what we work on is moving from the perimeter outside. We work the ropes. We're working nice and easy, baking, moving on the toes, working around and baking. Bakes are so important. Baking, staying outside, lightly moving, but at the same time, I'm still in my stance the whole time. Jason's going to come on in now. I'm going to work this footwork around him. What I try and do is not work at a close range and circle, because he's going to chop me with hard punches. So the whole idea is I'm trying to loop wide around him, because I don't want to engage him. I just got hit. I can't get close back to him. He's going to chop me down again. I want to stay outside. If I'm winning the fight, if he knows he's got to knock me out the win, I got to stay back. So I work on staying outside of him. Stay outside of him. Moving outside of him. Circling around him. Stay outside. This way he can't get to me, and I'm moving. Staying outside. And this way you ensure your safety in the ring. Or again, if you're tired, you can recover. Or again, as well, you'll win. Now we're going to work on turns or side steps. Sometimes when you are circling, your opponent is going to get close to you. You've got to be able to escape them, be able to sidestep, turn out on them. What we're working on as we're moving, they come into me. What I do is lightly plant the ball in my foot, not my heel. If they're coming at me as a cross, I pivot out. The way I'm doing this, again, is pivoting on my front leg. I'm going to push a little if I can, parry off, and then to push off and watch my hip. I pull it and my right leg. It's like a matador. When the bolt comes, you move out of the way. You're matadoring. Now the opposite way too. On the opposite way, we have to step a little bit and turn. This way, not so much. Turn. And Jason comes in now, so if I'm circling, he tries to come in and cross. I turn out on him. He crosses again. Turn, staying away, jabs. And I parry the other way, cross. Jabs. Cross. Jab. As we get going later, bam, I can kick him. He crosses. Bam, I can kick. I turn. And I turn. Nice and easy. Pivoting. That way, that's how we stay out of trouble and sidestep.